So we left our camp at the Rio Grande National Forest earlier today, and we're driving the last couple of hours to a place that I've always wanted to visit for years now, and today finally is the day. It is the Mesa Verde National Park. It's basically cliff dwellings. So the Native American, Pueblo Native American tribe, they built houses right on cliffs and built houses inside rocks, which on pictures at least it looks pretty impressive, and I'm really excited to finally get to see it in person. We just stopped by the visitor center just to get the details, and now we're actually driving another 45 minutes all the way into the park, where we will then be able to see the cliff dwellings, maybe do a couple of short hikes or one short hike. It is much more deserty here now again, but it's not too hot, so it should be manageable, should be good.
Just checked out the Farview community, which is over 1,000 years old. It's a dwelling that apparently housed about 30 families, and there's some ruins left. Lucas had a great time exploring, so much so that I did put them on the wall, even though it says do not climb on wall. So oops there.
So now that's the reason why we actually came here. The cliff dwellings, right behind me.
So we just finished up our tour of Mesa Verde. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, it was very interesting.
It was very cool. So some of the places were closed, so we couldn't. Some of the places were closed. but we made our way around. We drove about 45 minutes to the main area, and we stopped and saw some of the pit houses, how things were made, some old artifacts, that kind of stuff, which was really interesting. And then we drove out to some of the actually cliff dwellings where you could see across the cliff dwellings, which is really cool. And it's really hard for me to fathom A, how they get down there, and B, how they created their whole community on the side of these cliffs.
Now we're heading to the exit again of the national park, and then to our spot for tonight.
And also, the pit houses were communities, and so their whole thing with the Pueblo Native Americans is that they did everything together. So it was all about community. There's no I or me, which I thought was a very amazing way to live. So to the exit we go, and to find a spot for tonight.
We drove a few hours to our spot for the night. It wasn't anything special, just a place to get some shut-eye. We got an early start the next morning and checked another thing off the old bucket list: Four Corners National Monument. The marker is on an Indian reservation, which marks the point where the 4 states of New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado meet.
So we just left the Four Corners Monument, and if you're in the area, go check it out, because it is fun to just say that you've been in 4 states at once. But it's just a plaque on the floor, take a picture, and you're done. So 10 minutes at max, but still fun to say that you've been in 4 states. And now we are on to the next one.
Good job, love.
So we're just driving along, minding our own business. out of breath just walking on that little thing. And we see an arch. And so we thought we'd stop and check it out.
Utah, life elevated.
After exploring Wilson Arch, we made our way into Moab for some lunch. Lucas was quite the social butterfly, making friends at every table. After saying our goodbyes to all the new friends, we enjoyed breathtaking views on our drive into Canyonlands. We weren't planning on going into the park right away, but couldn't pass up watching the sunset over these spectacular canyons.
Let me show you the canyons. The Canyonlands. Hey, buddy? How do you like Canyonlands? How do you like Canyonlands? Nee? Do you like Canyonlands? What do you think of Canyonlands?
That's pretty cool. I kind of think it may be cooler than Grand Canyon. I don't know. I had never heard of Canyonlands before, but I'm glad we came.
Yeah.
What do you think, bud?
Wanna go back to the van?
You're just tired and hungry. So Sebastian just checked out, just scouted out the road because it's a little rough, but there's an amazing sunset, so we do want to go that way.
And we will.
It's possible? That's
It's possible to go there. We may or may not get stuck, so.
oh, fingers crossed.
Good old Sal. Good old Sal never disappoints.
Yes, Sal. Good morning!
Who's up so early?
Yeah, Lucas woke up at 6:30, but we got to see a cool sunrise. So I guess it all worked out.
Hey, buddy? Hey, buddy?
Gives a little hand on his leg.
The next morning, we ventured back into the park. We started the day off with a short hike to Mesa Arch. It's one of the park's most popular hikes and very beginner-friendly. Lucas had fun welcoming the people that made it up to the arch with high fives and waves.
Macht der Reiter? Macht der Reiter?
After, we did a longer hike to Upheaval Dome, a geological structure interpreted as a meteorite impact or a salt dome. Either way, it was interesting to look at. The hikes were cool, but the drive was even cooler. Miles and miles of picturesque canyons, each one more incredible than the next. We took our time enjoying this national park and had some fun along the way.
tell them that you woke us up early? Huh? Lucas. Lucas. Do you want to tell them that you woke us up early? Huh? Yeah?
Wow.
So good morning. We are making a quick breakfast before we head off to Arches National Park, which is it's probably less than an hour away from here. So shouldn't be too far of a drive, and I've always wanted to go there, so excited for this.
Bringing back memories. My youngest one's 11. The grandchildren. Hold on, you gotta hold on.
Huh? Is that fun?
You gonna hold on? Hold on with your fingers. Put fingers up here. You're gonna have to buy
Good
one.
job.
Right. Good job.
So we finally made it to the Arches National Park just now, after using the Wi-Fi of the Moab Visitor Center for a while to get some stuff done, work done, communication done, and we're on our first short little hike / viewpoint. It's a canyon with some impressive views, but obviously the real reason why we're here for are
Arches!
exactly, and just by looking at the map, there are plenty of them here, hence the name. And really we came in through the south entrance, and we're gonna drive through the park to the north exit, and then right outside the park again there's a BLM land where we're gonna stay for the night and supposedly have a great view, sunset.
What's your name? Lucas? Lucas. That's a good name. I like Lucas.
Yes.
There are more in the making. Where are we right now?
We are at the double arches, and actually we just kind of made it, so take a look.
Fun fact about the double arches: the first one is actually the third widest in the park and the very highest in the park, with 112 feet tall, I believe. Something like that. Wow!
So it's 6:43 and we're ending the day at Arches, but because Lucas made so many friends today at the 3 places that we stopped, we decided that we're not going to cram everything in one day. We're going to relax, head to an iOverlander spot right now, and then continue on tomorrow so we can really enjoy the some of the trails and scenery and really take it in. So right now we're headed to our iOverlander spot that we found, which is supposed to have awesome sunsets. So we're going to enjoy the sunset and do Arches Part 2 tomorrow.
So the road that we're driving to the spot for tonight is actually a dirt road, and it's leading to the north entrance of the park, which is much less frequented. By far most people just coming through the south. And on the map it shows that there's one area where apparently there's some washes, and on the map it's called out as being unpassable after heavy rains because of a lot of soft sand on the road. So we are almost at that spot right now.
So we just reached the impassable area that Sebastian was talking about, and there's this huge dip, and so he's checking it out to make sure that the van can handle it and how soft the road is so we don't sink in and get stuck. So it looks like everything is good to go, and we're gonna go ahead on our trek.
Yeah, so we
Uh-oh.
so that first dip, like
Issue?
no big issue, but that one big dip, I was already kind of thinking this might be a little much of a dip. And what happened when we were going down, the butt of the van was hitting the higher part, and I heard the impact. Good news is really there's no real damage. It's just this cheap plastic piece where a couple of screws on the bottom ripped off. But I mean, all I have to do is screw it back through the plastic into the metal that's behind it. So no structural damage. This part is really, you could take it off. It's just decorative, so no issue at all.
Good.
So I'm happy to report mission completed, and except that one little mishap, which is really not that big of a deal, all went good. We are here now at the north end of the national park, and this must be the most remote national park entrance I've ever seen. There's literally nothing here. There hasn't been anything for the last 7-8 miles. It just all bad. We did miss the sunset, but it still looks awesome. So I guess tonight here out in the middle of nowhere, it's just going to be Ashley, Lucas and I. Good morning from Arches National Park. We left early in the morning and we are driving back into the park right now. We are not at the sand flat location yet, but when we get there we hope it's gonna go smoother than yesterday with no incidents. And once we're past that and we're at the trailhead, we're going to do the Delicate Arch hike today. It's a 2 to 3 hour hike, so it's going to be the longest hike we've ever done with Lucas. But should be good. It's really early in the day, so it's nice and cool still. Should be a good day.
So we are currently ascending to the arch. Supposedly it's up and over this rock. We'll see.
So we keep on climbing over these steep and flat and smooth sandstone sections, and people keep on saying we're almost there, which I'm starting to believe they took down the arch for maintenance. Because
We're just walking. We're just gonna walk the whole park, national park.
Because no arch inside. Have you seen an arch?
Haven't seen an arch. There she is. walking to the sand dune arch, which I'm excited about because it kind of looks like Antelope Canyon a little bit, so we'll see if that's true. But it's a really short hike to it, so we'll show you what it looks like.
So that was the last arch in Arches National Park, and now we're leaving the park and we're heading towards Capitol Reef, also in Utah, also another national park, and we're going to stay again right outside of the park, and then tomorrow morning early we're driving into the park and checking out all the sights. The drive there should be interesting, really looking forward to it.
It's been over a month since we left San Diego and began our road trip. There is definitely a learning curve when it comes to living in a small space with 3 people, but the moments we've experienced as a family makes it all worthwhile. It's hard to believe that places like this exist, but we feel incredibly lucky to be able to share this with Lucas. These are the good old days. Join us next time where we continue exploring the Wild West by driving through one of the most remote areas of the United States, witness the southwestern drought firsthand, and spend a relaxing few days at one of our favorite places. See you then!